All right, so this happened today, but I didn't get an update on it yet. So I might do a story about it in the future. I might not. In the future, being like tomorrow, if I do, or very soon. Uh, so this was posted on Monday night at 6:51 p.m. by Ali Wolf, Fox Forte. I'm guessing Sacramento. It's a week before California decides whether or not, it's a few weeks, I'm sorry, before California decides whether or not to legalize marijuana. Like I said, all eyes are going to be on that. It doesn't matter what any of these other people do. California's where they're going to be paying attention. So, mothers from Texas, or wait, whoa, rewind. Our youths are at risk, quote, said Patricia Silva Duran, prohibitionist propagandist. I've seen what it's done to my daughter. Mothers from Texas and Colorado are getting ready to take the stand in the state capitol and share difficult stories about how pot affected their children. I wish I could just get these people alone in a room. But anyway, here's Aubrey Adams. My son went into a psychotic episode. He tried to kill himself when he was a freshman in high school. He tried to kill himself when he was a freshman in high school. You're attributing that to marijuana. I don't know how the fuck you got there, but your son was looking for attention. And it wasn't the marijuana that was not paying attention to him. It was you. Think about that one for a minute. And if you were paying attention to him, it was probably the wrong kind. You were probably not paying the right kind of it. You're probably not being a friend. You were probably just being totalitarian. Parents should not be totalitarians. They should be informative and educative and accepting of what their kids' emotions are. And if your kid was trying to kill himself and you're blaming marijuana for it, you're the problem. Yeah, I said it. Aubrey Adams, fucking you're the problem, man. If you don't like this shit, then let me know. Talk to me. Because I'm totally against these people. These, what is it called? Mothers from Texas and Colorado. That's not what they're called, but that's who they are. Adams lives in Colorado, where marijuana has been legal for 6 years. She's trying to prevent California from following her state's lead. Rural Colorado is being destroyed, Adams said. Ranchers are scared. Wells are drying up. It's crazy what's happening out there. Alright, there's no proof for any of this shit. It's all just complete bullshit. And I don't even know how she comes out with it, but apparently we're growing so much weed in Colorado that it's drying up the wells. Forget about the droughts and the fucking global warming and shit. Alright, so, and I don't even know if the wells are drying up, and I don't even know if the ranchers are scared, and I don't even know if Colorado and the rural areas are being destroyed. I don't see how it could be. Marijuana cultivation doesn't destroy anything, especially if you grow organically like I do. I think the people of California need to slow down, said Sergeant Jim Gerhard with the Colorado Drug Investigators Association. I think he needs to fuck off. I think his problem is he don't get as much business nowadays. He's a detective in the Denver area. After seeing the challenges Colorado faced firsthand, he urges California to think twice before voting. Quote, we've just had all the problems we've always had with marijuana, times about 1 million, Gerhard said. That's a complete fucking lie. If you look at the statistics in Colorado, the crime statistics talking specifically about possession, cultivation arrests, distribution arrests, etc., the numbers have not increased vehemently. In fact, they have not even increased at all. The only thing that has increased is the amount of weed that they bust when they go bust an illegal facility. It's usually like gargantuan amount, like tons of weed. Oh, we just pulled over. I don't do these stories because I don't have time and it's sensationalism, but they always do stories about, oh yeah, over here in Kentucky, this guy got pulled over. He had 35 pounds or 25 pounds here. This guy was growing 80 plants in Wyoming, and this other guy had 200 plants in Texas, and you're like, whoa, damn, Texas. That's ballsy for Texas. But when you hear about this shit in Colorado, it's like 50,000 plant warehouse got busted here, or 80,000 plant illegal Mexican cartel grow got busted up over here. I mean, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that maybe you're busting more illegal grows and there's bigger numbers on the out. But overall, this crime related to marijuana, or problems we've always had with marijuana, have went times a million. I don't even know what problems he's talking about, but Colorado's put out some propaganda, depending on what right-wing rag you read. But the right-wingers are always saying, oh, more marijuana-related deaths in driving in Colorado. Couldn't be further from the truth. I'm not even going to get into that one. I'm not wasting my time on that garbage. There's definitely no correlative evidence that marijuana-impaired driving causes deaths. Every single case where someone tested positive for marijuana after a car incident, none of them were because they were driving just because they were stoned and they blew out the fucking scene and killed everybody in it. It's never happened, man. It hasn't happened ever, and if it has, we'd be hearing about that shit nonstop, so I'm not going to waste time. Sacramento Mayor-elect Darrell Steinberg recently endorsed Prop 64, the adult use of marijuana. Steinberg says he is concerned about marijuana's health impacts, but believes the solution is not prohibition. Because the impacts there is it's more fucking dangerous to get caught with marijuana than anything that could ever happen because of marijuana. I think not being able to have marijuana when you need it because you're a medicinal marijuana user, that might be more dangerous than getting caught with the shit. Supporters of the measure say it will save local governments millions of dollars in legal and incarceration costs. I've talked about that time and time again. Does people ever say, how do we afford this? How can we afford locking up all these marijuana offenders? We're locking them up every day. How can we afford it? Millions of dollars per jail to house these people per year. They claim the initiative's revenue will go towards research, law enforcement, and youth substance abuse programs, which doesn't make sense because it ain't marijuana's fault. And if you take marijuana out of the legal penal code, then we don't need to give money to law enforcement. They don't have to worry about marijuana no more. It's not a fucking thing. All right, Lowell's been fighting against marijuana legalization for years. Lowe is just wrong and bad. She helped organize a rally at the Capitol on Tuesday and vows to keep the fight up even if Prop 64 is passed. I'm sure she will. Quote, we will never, never, never give up. She had to say that 3 times.